Welcome to the mini lesson on how to conjugate verbs in the present tense. I'm Senor Murphy and I will be your host for this video. First, I want to take a look at conjugating verbs in English, and then from there we'll move this into Spanish. The infinitive form of the verb is when you are not specifying anyone in particular. In English, that means you have the word to in front of the verb, such as to talk, to run, to write. Then you conjugate the verb in English by dropping the word to and adding the correct subject pronoun. For example, I, you, he, she, it, we, you plural or y'all, and they. Now you'll notice how I have these 6 bullet points laid out. That is important. We'll get examples of verbs in English. Again, you drop the to at the beginning and then you add the correct subject pronoun. So I talk, you talk. Or you walk, Sally runs, we sing, all of you or y'all write, and they study. Now, the chart that I mentioned, is a standardized way to lay out how to conjugate a verb. The left column are singular. So if you look at the left column here, we had I, you, he, she, it, so only one person involved. The right column is plural. We, y'all, they. So all of these three are dealing with more than one person. The first row is first person. It includes myself. So I by myself, or in Spanish, yo, or the plural would be myself and someone else, or other people. So that would be we in English, or nosotros in Spanish. The second row is second person, the person you're talking to. So singular form is you, or in Spanish, tú. The plural form, y'all, or all of you in English, or vosotros in Spanish. The third row is third person, so someone else, other than who you're talking to. English, he, she, it. In Spanish, él or ella. And the plural form would be they, or in Spanish, ellos. Now in Spanish, there's one difference from English. Second person in the second row here is a familiar way of saying you or y'all. This is used when you're talking to your peers, your friends, that you use this form. When you're talking to someone formally, someone in authority over you, you use usted, or singular, or ustedes for plural. The conjugation for usted and ustedes is the same as third person. That's why it's listed at the bottom here underneath third person. So with that, let's go and take a look at how to conjugate verbs in Spanish. So let's take a look at conjugating verbs in Spanish. The infinitive form of verbs in Spanish end in AR, ER, or IR. For example, hablar, to talk, comer, to eat, vivir, to live, cantar, to sing, correr, to run, or escribir, to write. You conjugate verbs in Spanish by dropping the AR ending, or the ER or the IR, dropping that ending, and then adding a new ending to it. Now this next slide, this first part of this slide, is something that if it helps you, great. If it doesn't, ignore it. I have found that for some students, what I'm about to explain is confusing. For other students who have been confused, this seemed to be the light bulb turning on for them. So with that, if this helps, great. You can think of the infinitive form, and the infinitive form in English is that to. So in Spanish, think of the AR, ER, or the IR as the word to also. So you could say hablar, to talk. The hablo part of it would be the talk. AR would be the equivalent of to. Comer, to eat. Com would be the eat part. The ER at the end would be the to part. That's not a literal proper way to explain it. So that's why, again, if this doesn't help, don't worry about it. I would never test in this manner because this is not a completely correct way of saying it. So first, we need to drop the ending, the AR, ER, IR. Now this step, no matter whether this first part helped you or not, this is where you need to be following along. So we'll drop the AR on hablar, we have hablo, or drop the ER in comer, and we have come. Now we'll add the correct ending to it. AR verbs end in o, as, a, amos, ais, on. O would be yo, or I, as, tú, or you familiar, a, él, ella, or usted, or he, she, it, or you singular formal, amos, we or nosotros, ais, y'all, or you plural, and on, they or ellos, as well as ustedes, the you plural formal in Spanish. So after we've dropped the ending, we add the O for I talk, hablo. For you talk, after dropping the ending, we add AS, hablas. For he, she, or it talks, we'll put the A in there, habla. Amos for we, hablamos. Ais for y'all. And on for they, or you plural formal. ER verb conjugations are very similar, except you'll notice where you had as, a, amos, ais, on. Now it's ace, amos, ace, and. So with the ER, you're putting an E, S, E, and so forth, instead of the A. So I run, corro. You drop the ER from correr, and you put the O in there for I. Corres, you run. Corre, she runs. Corremos, we run. Corres, y'all run. Corren, they run. The IR verbs are a little different, but they very much mirror the ER verbs. In the singular, it's identical, o, ace, a. In the plural, though, instead of amos, with the IR verbs, it's emos. Y'all, vosotros, is is. And then N for ellos, or they, is the same. So if we were to conjugate vivir, we would drop the IR from to live, vivir, and you would add the proper ending. Vivo, I live. Vives, you familiar live. Vive, he or she or it lives. Vivimos, we live. Vivís, y'all live. And viven, they live. You can get additional help and practice on conjugating verbs by going to Quizlet. I have verbs conjugations in chapters 2A and 3A on Quizlet. Then I also have a practice video mini lesson that you can use. And of course, feel free to talk to me or email me at any time, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for your time.